Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are from Team GlassCUBE. My name is Samit. We are a tech startup and we are really passionate about developing mobile applications. Our first app is called Drive Mode. Drive safe, drive smart. This is our first app which we have developed for people who drive. Let's look at the problem. Do you get calls while driving? Well, most definitely. We all get calls while driving. Or do we pick up our calls while driving? Again, most definitely, we pick up our calls while driving. But the moment you pick your call up, you end up like the gentleman on the screen. We have one hand on the wheel, and that means low control. Your safety is present. In Sri Lanka, if you are caught doing this, the police will not fine you. They'll put you in court. What if you don't pick up our calls? Is that even an option? In Sri Lanka, if you don't pick up your call from your wife, that's going to be a problem. Whereas still, if your boss is calling, you have to answer your call. It's not an option to not pick up your calls. We provide the solution, an Android-based application. Our application will tell you who is calling. I will ask you, do you want to take this call? You only have to say yes or no. If you say yes, the call will be taken and put on loudspeaker mode. No hands, no touch, no police, just voice. Let's look at a small demonstration. Imagine this is your Android phone. You will have the drive mode icon on the corner. All you have to do is get into your car and tap on drive mode. Once you tap on drive mode will launch. If you want, you can go to the settings, and you have three main settings. You can enable talking caller ID, enable voice recognition, and reject with an SMS. Once you do that, you're good to go. Let's look at a real life scenario. Chuck Norris is calling you while you're driving. So if you have our application on, the application will tell you, Chuck Norris is calling. Do you want to answer? And wait for a voice command. You can either say yes or you can say no. You never say no to Chuck Norris. Once you say yes, the call will be taken and put on loudspeaker mode. It's simple as that. Alright, talking about our business model. Our application will be on Google Play. We'll have two versions, a 30-day free trial and a pro version for just 99 cents. And we are also interested in exclusive sponsorships. Reaching customers. For those of you who are not familiar with Android, there are 5 billion people using mobile phones, out of which 1.08 billion are smartphone users, out of which nearly 50% is Android. So we have a huge market potential. Our target market is with 5% penetration, 4 million customers. Anyone who has a phone, a smartphone, and anyone who drives can use our application. Our competitors basically are hardware-based. If you use a Bluetooth or a wired headset, you are a competitor. But then again, Bluetooth headsets is about 300 rupees in Sri Lanka. Needs charging and has health hazards, which people believe, and of course, wired headsets are clunky. What about our software competitors? Well, you all know Siri, but Siri needs an online connection to process. It cannot it cannot recognize my accent, even though it will recognize Amber's or Ali's accent. I cannot, you might not know this, but Siri cannot assist you pick up an incoming call, whether you are driving or you are not driving. There are other simple applications such as car mode, which are already available on the Android market, but these have very limited functionality. Let me talk a little about car mode. Well, car mode is a very simple application. All it does is, if you have the application on and you get a call, you pick the call will be on loudspeaker mode. If you look at the corner, it has about 500,000 downloads already. This is a very simple app, and we believe we are much more better than this. Why are we better than this? Because our application provides voice commands. You can answer your call without touching your phone. And the trump card, our application uses offline functionality. You do not need an internet connection. Accent recognition. Our application will work with their voices as well as yours. Very low cost, 99 cents, and free version available for 30 days. No battery drain. And of course, we make our components our friends by making this compatible with headsets. You can use our application with Bluetooth headsets as well as wired headsets. Talking about our financial projections, we have a 4 million target customer base, but then again, we know we will not be able to get there soon. It will take time, but with time, we can at least get 300,000 downloads. You know the math, 300,000 into 99 cents, nearly 300,000 US dollars. Well, we are not just another team which promises you things and have fancy presentations. We do things. Our application is already up on Google Play. If you have an Android phone, go check it out. It's called Drive Mode. We have already consulted the traffic police, and this is what the law states. And we have a verbal confirmation that our application is according to law, and we are working on getting the print. We have already come up with our website, and it's fully functioning. Do check it out, glasscubehub.com. We have developed a promo work video which has 500 views in just 2 days. We'll show this to you in our booth. We have recognition. We have met the Cabinet Minister of Telecommunication and Information Technology. And last but not least, we were on paper last Sunday. Well, you might have seen this, but if you have not seen this, that's okay, because we'll be in Divina and what's the other? Yes, Ceylon today. All this was achieved in 7 weeks. How? Because we have the best team. We have people who deliver. Talking about a team, we have top coders, people who have top ranks in the previously mentioned IEEE coding competition. We have people who are global map makers, and to top it all, we have the 2008 A-level Ireland First, Mr. Talilu, who is our chief software architect. Of course, we have Sachira and Ashan, who are great team players and who are very experienced. Well, we believe we have what it takes to continue this, what we have done for 7 weeks. We believe we can be the Apple of Sri Lanka. If you permit, let us proceed. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you have to develop your app for Apple as well.
Definitely, that's our next step.
So what's your roadmap for? Because this is a very simple and a very straightforward idea. Very interesting. But if you look at the global marketplace, even though Android is dominating, Apple has a significant portion, and there will be lots of Apple users who would love to have this. So what's your plans to release the iOS compatible app?
Well, definitely. Our next option is to have this on iOS, where people are more willing to purchase an app. But right now, we don't have an iPhone, so we don't have the necessary resources as of yet. If we have an iPhone, if we have a Mac, we can definitely get the app on the iOS.
I think it's a great idea as well as a great presentation as well. Certain presentations. Yeah. Only thing is like, what do you think of the Sri Lankan market, and how are you going to really market it into the Sri Lankan people?
Well, we are not targeting Sri Lanka, because if you are developing an Android application, a smartphone application, and you want it for Sri Lankan people, that is like you are limiting your market. But our application is global. Anyone who has an Android phone, anyone who drives can use our application. So we are not limited there. I hope I answered the question. Alright, first of all, we have done our promotion to social media, but apart from that, what we realize is, if you have an app which is good, people find it. Right now, we have done our search engine optimization. So let me show you something. we have done our SEO. If you go on Google Play and search for auto loudspeaker, our app will come on the first page. If you go on Google Play and search for loudspeaker, it will still come on the first page. If you go on Google Play and search for loudspeaker, it will be on the second page, but it will definitely be on the first page in a few months. You can try it out, but I'm not sure. Okay. It's there on the first page. You have about 449 results, and in just 2 days, we have it on the first page. So people who search for keywords like auto loudspeaker or loudspeaker will stumble upon our application. That is how we are trying to get the word out. Yes.
I love you included the letter from the police. I thought I'd give some perspective from India. So there's a similar concern in India, and I've witnessed actually a colleague been fined for driving with a Bluetooth headset, even though he wasn't operating the phone directly. And he actually pushed this, and it turns out the concern is that, the physical distraction of the phone is not nearly as much as the mental distraction. So, there's no law against driving with one hand. That happens all the time. But it's the mental distraction of interacting with the technology and actually managing a phone call. So I guess my question is, have you looked at the other country context, if this would be accepted there? And also, do you believe, that it's a good idea to actually just potentially distract drivers with technology?
Well, the thing is, we don't want people to get in trouble, but people still use Bluetooth headsets. This is a necessity. You have to pick up your course while driving. In Sri Lanka, the law states, motor gatයක් පදවින් සිටින විට කිසිම තැනැත්තෙකු විසින් දුරකථනයක් සෙලුලර් දුරකථනයක් හෝ කිසියම් පරිදු උපකරණයක් තම අතෙහි දරා නොසිටිය යුතුය. You cannot have it in your hand. So that is the law in Sri Lanka, and as well as in some other countries. We know it's not going to be legal everywhere, but people still use Bluetooth headsets, right? Even though it's illegal there. So if you can't afford a Bluetooth headset, you can definitely afford drive mode.
And just one technical question: is there a way to hang up via voice on the call? Let's say a telemarketer calls you in the vehicle. Are you actually recognizing speech for every word of the conversation? To actually?
No, not really. It will tell you who's calling, and if you.
No, I'm saying hang up once the conversation has started. You answered the call.
Right now, we have not incorporated that feature. It's only about picking up the call with a voice command. You can say yes, and it will be on loudspeaker. If you say no, you can set. It will be rejected, and you can set SMS, something like, "Sorry, I'm driving right now. I'll call you back later."
So be careful who you pick up.
Thank you.
Cool application.
Thank you.
Just wondering, these kind of speech apps typically are pretty CPU hungry. And you also mentioned that battery is managed. Well, how to do that?
Okay, I'll let the VP of engineering do the talking.
Yeah, this is not running on the background. It will run when a broadcast comes to the phone. That means when a call comes to the phone, there's a broadcast receiver, and it will automatically trigger the on receive. That means on receive broadcast. So it will not running on the background, and voice processing is only for 5 seconds. So it will not drain your battery.
In English, it's like your ringtone. Normally, your ringtone is not always looking at you, looking at the call. When you get a call, when you get a broadcast message, the ringtone is initialized. Likewise, when there's a message saying that there's a call, then and only then the drive mode starts functioning. It will not be running in the background, draining your battery like Siri when you're the application.
Very clever. Thanks, sir.
Yeah, just one question on your slide that you had your business model.
Okay.
Could you just go back?
Sure.
There you go. Exclusive sponsorship, what do you mean by that?
Alright. Let's say you are from Dialog or Mobitel or Etisalat. You can make sure that any one of your customers will only be able to download it in Sri Lanka. Let's say you buy the exclusive sponsorship from us. Let's say, you're a service provider. You can make sure that no one in Sri Lanka can download the application apart from that service provider. So if you're interested, you can definitely come to our booth. Thank you. One more. more question?
My usual question from all the teams. In your financial model, in the, let's say in the 12th or the 24th month, what's the assumption of market penetration, total market size?
The total market size is a 4 million if we just make 5% penetration, but we don't think we can make it really soon. But if we compare with car mode, which has 500,000 downloads, which was not promoted to social media, which did not take any promotion into its idea. People just stumbled upon it because there was a need, no one had addressed it, but the small application has addressed it. So we believe by the end of 3 years, we can come up with at least 300,000 downloads.
Thank you very much, Team GlassCUBE, and judges for your excellent questions and feedback. At this time, I would like to announce our next team, Innovirus.
Thank you.
The announcement of awards. We will begin with Technical Innovation, which is sponsored by Dialogue. I'd like to invite Venura Mendez up to the stage to announce the award.
Hello everybody. It's with pleasure that Dialogue would like to award the company Bitwave the award for technology innovation. All right. If the team can come. You have to announce again. Hello. If Bitwave can come up to stage to accept the award for technology innovation, you can go back and eat after that.
Thank you, Venura. Next up is the award for Greatest Social Impact, sponsored by Mobitel. I'd like to invite Janika Jaila up to the stage to present the award.
So the panel of judges have carefully evaluated, and then kind of we have decided it's going to be ZoomX. So congratulations, ZoomX.
Next up is the Audience Choice Award. The Audience Choice Award is sponsored by Etislot. I'd like to invite Chana Murna Singh up to the stage to present the award.
Thank you. The Audience Choice Award, as all of you all figure out it's where the audience votes and who thinks that they've got the best application. And I think this time the award winner is GlassCUBE.
Lastly, we'd like to announce the award for the faculty award for the most promising team. I'd like to invite Rahula Atalaj up to the stage to present the award.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am pleased to present the faculty award to the team GlassCUBE. Can the team come?